Do you think we can record this episode without you mentioning Wanda? Is that possible?
I will try my best.
So no,
No, I'll give it a conscious effort.
it's fine. I don't want to
Mind you,
censor
you
you.
said Wanda, you didn't say the Scarlet Witch, so
We don't recognize that in this household. Um,
what?
she needs to prove it.
Right. Like she hasn't already done that.
Uh,
Okay. Don't get me started, please.
that's why you're on this podcast. Okay, we are back. For anyone watching on YouTube, it's a brand new video, so you have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, go check out my discussions with Ibuka on the Penguin and with Chinedu on Shrinking. And if you're listening on audio podcast, that was an unnecessary 30 seconds that you angry got to hear. So Zikora is joining me now to discuss Agatha All Along, the WandaVision spin-off. We are talking up to episode 7 ahead of this week's 2-episode finale. Zikara, how are you doing? How are you happy to talk about your little Scarlet Witch corner of the MCU?
Yes, I'm very excited. And this is like full circle in a way, because I think it's been like almost 2 years since I recorded Multiverse of Madness for the first time. That was like my first episode.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I
it's
quickly
all the
realized
tables
that
are turning.
Yeah, when I quickly realized that you were a fan of terrible people, but let's not get into that.
Terrible. That's subjective, but whatever.
Okay. I mean, was it Priscilla that said Magneto is one of their favorite characters? I think that was you.
Yes, and
So okay,
and
sure. No, nothing.
and
I was just stating the fact that I remembered.
right.
Nothing else. Yeah, Agatha All Along, for anyone who I guess doesn't know, is based on the WandaVision supporting character, Agatha Harkness, played by Catherine Hahn. The show is created by WandaVision creator Jack Schaefer. What do you think? We're 7 episodes in, 2 episodes to the end of this season. I'm going to ask a very obvious question, but what do you think? What do you think of the show so far? What are your thoughts?
I'm really enjoying it. Like, I didn't expect to enjoy it this much, because I didn't really know much about like Agatha. Because my whole obsession was with Wanda, obviously. Oh, I already said her name. Oops.
2 minutes.
Anyways, but yeah, I didn't expect to like it this much. So yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it, and I'm really sad that it's ending soon.
Okay, let's stay on that. At what point were you like, oh, this is actually a show that I am like enjoying? Was it that something happened? Was it just a combination of different episodes? Or were you just like, oh, I didn't expect you guys to be this fun or this bold or this creative? What was it that like flicked something in your brain and you're like, oh, I actually enjoyed the show a lot?
I think from the first episode, like when she was still in the under the spell, so she thought like she was a police officer or detective or whatever, and she was doing all that. And then and then she meets Teen, and then she's showing him the pictures, like like who is that? Like what is this? And it's just a bed of flowers. That really sent me like I was actually dying of laughter.
Yeah.
That's when I knew like, okay, this is going to be like funny. Like obviously it's going to be dark, but this is going to be really funny. And there have been like some really funny bits throughout the show that actually made me laugh out loud.
Do you want to share some?
Aside from like that scene where she was showing him the pictures and whatever, when she shoved Teen into the closet and he was like, no, I can't go back into the closet. I died of laughter then as well. Like that was so funny.
That's such archetype. That's perfect for your humor. Okay,
whatever that means.
Too much. Whatever you think it means, that's what it means. Let's just go basic template question. What's your favorite episode of the season so far?
I would say today's episode, yesterday's episode, episode 7, with Lilia being the star of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
It was so, what's the word? I don't want to sound too Gen Z right now, but it was so deep. And that episode was that episode was really deep, and just like the storytelling of it and giving us like the flashbacks of like whoever, I don't know who that person was, like the person she was reading the cups with. I don't know if that was like her mom or like some type of figure in her
Our
life.
teacher, our maestra.
Yeah, like that was just so good. And then the way she died, I think that was like that's one of my favorite like MCU deaths. Like it was so poetic.
Okay, do you want to rank your MCU deaths? That's an insane line to just utter. Okay, what are your MCU deaths?
I don't know about ranking. I know like at the bottom, like the one that didn't make me move at all was Aunt May in No Way Home. I was not moved at all. She could have died 3 more times. Wouldn't have cared. But that's just me. I don't have
I
like a number one, but like I would say like at the bottom, like it did not move me at all.
I like that 5 minutes in we can exhibit the fact that you are soulless. Um, no, I think
I'll
you
just let you have that one.
you squeeze your face like it's a shocking revelation to you. Um, you're right. I think that was an alley-oop question when I asked your favorite episode, because I do think episode 7, the Lilia episode, it's quite spectacular. It's really well done. It's really well directed. That is why you get Patti LuPone in your show.
Mm-hmm.
She can be funny for 6 episodes and kooky or whatever and wispy, but then in this episode, they're able to just put together a spectacular narrative in 30 minutes. It was really, really well done. I think like 5 minutes in, it's one of those episodes where you know that it had, like, you just like, oh, this is directed by the show's creator. You're like,
Mm.
this is something
This
that,
is it. Yeah.
yeah, she's been thinking about this episode from the moment they started writing this show. This is something that she knows she wanted to do. Every frame, every second, just brimmed with the fact that like they know, like she always knew every corner of the story, and obviously the fact that you start
Mm-hmm.
interacting with different parts from different episodes is really well done. Yeah, Jack Schaefer is on an incredible run with the MCU.
Yeah.
Um, who's your favorite witch,
Hmm.
excluding Agatha, I guess?
Oh no, she wasn't going to be my favorite anyways.
Okay.
I have a complicated relationship with her because of what she did to Wanda. So, you know, it's hard. It's hard to pick a side. It's like parents that have a divorce. So, my favorite witch. I think Alice. Rest in peace to
Really?
her. Yes, because she was just such a boss ass
That's so
bitch.
surprising to me.
Who did you think mine was going to be?
I don't. Well, I just mine was going to be Lilia.
Who?
Lilia.
Oh, okay.
Um.
I mean, no, I love all of them, but
Yeah,
like
but Alice is here for like
Alice's
2 seconds.
she wasn't there for 2 seconds, and even in the 2 seconds, that was like a lot. That
Okay,
sacrifice was something else, and obviously because of her, that was why we got the reveal that Billy was Wanda's mom. So that's another thing.
so is it Billy was Wonder's son? Is it the sacrifice that pushed you over the edge for you, or were you
I
already
think it
like,
was the
I
sacrifice
love
because, like,
Alice?
obviously
Okay.
they all started off like, not liking each other at all and not really getting along. And even though she still didn't really feel fully comfortable with Agatha, she still tried to save her, knowing that it would drain her power and knowing that Agatha would take it as well. So, oh, that's another thing I actually wanted to ask you that. Did you think that Agatha, like, obviously she can't help absorbing people's powers because that's what she
I think she can help
does.
it. I think she can help it.
But do you think she just, like she meant it fully, like 100%? Like she was like, "I'm going to drain you and kill you."
So one, no. First of all, I think she meant it. She knows what she was doing. But two, I don't think it was like. I think it was like her worst impulses taking over.
Mm,
At least look, maybe the finale will come around and prove that I was wrong. But I don't think like it wasn't. It wasn't like a Winter Soldier situation where somebody else was controlling her brain. One, but I also
yeah,
don't think she was like fully like, I'm going to kill Alice. Might be one of the things where the way she starts draining your power, she can't stop. Maybe, but she definitely knew like she had to take her power to kind of save herself. So no, don't. I'm not really going to shoot Agatha any bill in that situation. Do you want to talk about Rio, Agatha and Rio, before we talk about looking towards the finale? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't understand why your face beamed up like that, but okay.
LGBTQ community, have to rep them. So, anyways, from the second Aubrey Plaza came on my screen, I felt so shy. I was twirling my hair and kicking my feet. And the chemistry that she has with Catherine Hahn is absolutely insane. I would have never put those two together as a couple, but somehow they made it work. They have this love-hate relationship, they would kill each other, but it's they wouldn't let anyone else kill them. It's I don't know. And it's just it's so beautiful to see. I love them so much. And I love that this is the first proper MC lesbian couple that we're seeing, which is really huge. We've never seen that before. And for them to be so open about it as well. It's not those subtle things that you see in all those cringy movies where they try to make it look woke. But they're being serious about it, and they're showing it to the world, yes, they are a gay couple or a lesbian couple. I'm shy just thinking about it now. I love them.
I was trying to see how long I could let you speak without you coming up for air.
You told me 20 minutes, so I'm trying. You don't know how much I'm holding myself back here. I'm trying.
Say what you want to say.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. I've said it.
You said you're holding yourself back. I'm not.
It'll come up later.
Aubrey Plaza is great. It's interesting that, or it's great that she finally gets to play a witch, because it feels like she's been playing a witch her entire life. I think her Twitter handle is literally Evil Hag. So yeah, I mean, she's great in this. You're right. The moment she comes up in their Mayor of Easttown parody in the first episode as the FBI agent or whatever, the energy is there, the chemistry with Catherine Hahn is there. I think they work together on Parks and Rec. I haven't finished Parks and Rec.
Oh yeah, yeah, they have. I remember seeing that.
Yeah. So yeah, she's great in this. She's having so much fun. I think, what was the episode I did on riding on the broomsticks? And her witch laugh is just you can tell she's having so much fun, and obviously
she's really into the character. You can just tell the actors love the characters and they love the show. I can just feel that every time I watch the show.
Yeah. No, you're right. I agree. I think she's revealed to be deaf in the 7th episode, which is again something that
which we all kind of guessed.
Yeah. I don't know much about death beyond I know that in the Infinity Saga, the Infinity Gauntlet story, she's the reason that Thanos wants to get out the Infinity Stones because he wants to appease death and everything. I don't know much about Death's comic lore. I think this might be a deviation having her in the mystic side. I might be wrong. But yeah, she's Death here, and it'll be interesting to see what that means
for the following movies. And the following movies.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you 2 questions. We're going to first discuss your thoughts on the finale, what you think could be coming up in the 2 episode finale. And then also, I guess, actually, let's start with this. I'm not watching Agatha All Along, for example, thinking of how is it going to connect with the movie. That might be me securing my feelings, because on
you
that
don't want
front,
to set yourself up.
The MCU has burnt us too many times. But also I am watching it as a show. I want you to be successful as a TV show. When I watched WandaVision, for example, which was the first MCU show, I wasn't what is going to happen?
Best television ever. But anyways,
anyway, we'll talk about that. I wasn't how is this going to influence the MCU movies or vice versa? I wanted to enjoy it as a TV show, and it gave me 8.5 great episodes of TV. So I'm not here thinking which of these witches is going to enter the MCU movies, rather. So I don't know, is that what you're looking at? Are you looking forward to them appearing in the movies?
I think this is just me being like just really overexcited about anything related to the Scarlet Witch because I want to see more. Like we were starved for so long, so I am ready to see more in more movies. Like I'm enjoying it as a show, but like I don't want it to end here. I don't want it to be like one of those shows you'd be like, oh, remember that show? It was so good. I want to see it in the following movies. I want to see what they're going to do with them, and I hope they sign their contracts for the next few movies. I need them there.
Who is them in this situation?
Aubrey Plaza, Catherine Hahn, Teen. I can't remember his name at the moment. I'm so sorry, but
Billy
the
Locke.
yes, I want to see at least those three. I don't think that's too much to ask for.
We'll see. I mean, I cannot pretend to know what they're thinking.
I feel like Mrs. Hart would be very funny if she came back like just randomly. That would be so funny as well.
I
Because
still think
I find her so funny.
I think we'll still see her this season at
Mm-hmm.
some point in the finale. Same way I still think we'll see Alice at some point in the finale.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, Alice? No, I don't think Alice is coming back.
You think Alice is done?
Yeah, I think like that's like that was. I feel like that was like a great way to end her. Like kind of
Fair
like
enough.
final sacrifice and making peace with the stuff with her mom, stuff like that.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, yeah, we don't really know what. It's interesting. I can't presume to know what their plans are in terms of interacting with the larger movies. Like, I don't think, for example, anybody here is going to appear in Secret Wars. I don't think we even want that. I think, like, there might be an Agatha movie down the road that's possible. I don't know. I am just, yeah. I think first there's been just so many kind of misfires with the Marvel TV shows or things that could have been great and ended up being okay. That I'm like, okay, just focus on making a good TV show first.
Yeah, just put the fries in the bag.
Yeah, and Jack Schaefer has proven that she knows how to make a great TV show. She like this and WandaVision are like so perfectly crafted as TV. They're not like a 5-hour movie that's been divided into 6 hours or whatever.
Yeah, you can tell that it has soul.
Perfect way of putting it. Yeah. Okay. What do you have any theories, predictions for the finale?
I've actually tried, like, after the events of WandaVision, I was burned really, really bad with all my theories and stuff. So like I told myself when I was starting this that I was not going to, aside from like the fact that I knew that Billy was going to be like Wanda's son, or Teen. I knew Teen was going to be Billy. Like that was just it just had to be. They had no other choice but to just make it like that. But I told myself I'm going in with no theories, no like questions, just vibes. I'm just going in with my head empty and I'm going to enjoy the show for what it is. Whatever they throw at us, I'm ready to receive it because it's been good so far. I trust them. So, and no theories, no nothing. The only thing I'm thinking of for the finale is that I just want to know what they're going to do with Agatha in terms of her morality. Like, is she going to try and save herself like after getting to the end of the road? Probably not, but they could shock us. I don't know.
I mean, it would be really cool if they doubled down on Agatha being a villain. I don't think they will. I think this whole thing is about trying to make her more human, nicer, however you want to put it. But like, if they
do you think? I don't see it like that.
You don't think there's like a redemption coming for her at the end?
No, because like, I mean, someone that gave up her son for a book. I don't know.
Well, I don't think that's. I don't
think she can be saved for that. And you
know
what? It's okay.
It's
okay. Like what I love about it is like it's okay to have wicked women. Like it's not every time a woman needs to be saved or she needs to be redeemed or there needs to be some type of quality about her that just covers up for everything she's done. Sometimes just be wicked. And I think it's something I live by. Just be wicked and just,
Look, that's what I'm saying. I agree with you, but I'm not even going to touch that being your personal mantra. But I don't know if that's what this show is trying to do. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think, like, for example, I do not think she actually gave up her son for the Darkhold. I think that's the thing that everybody else has said about her. and it goes back to themes of like how people talk about women and what people say about women. And even just going back to Salem witch trials, like it's like you're accusing this woman of being a witch just because of like basic things. So I think it's like everybody has put this on her, and she's basically been like, okay, fuck it, you're gonna call me this, then I am going to be that
I
person.
might as well be it, yeah.
I would like the show to double down on her being a villain. That would be cool, but I don't think that's what they'll do. Yeah, and I have WandaVision as my second best MCU show.
What's your number one?
Loki. I think
This
Loki
is
season one.
That's just so millennial of you.
That doesn't even make sense. Loki's best show.
I'll tell you why it makes sense later though.
The biggest problem with WandaVision, which I am very hopeful will not happen in Agatha, or at least my biggest problem, was the finale basically coming down to 10 minutes of them throwing magical light balls at each other in the air. That was not.
I am going to ignore that. Like I cannot believe you actually just said that. Like
it's like the truth.
Wow, like that is absolutely insane for you to just water it down to throwing magical fireballs at each other, because it was so much more than that. But I'm not going off this tangent with you.
Yeah, and I mean, look, oversimplification it may be, like it felt incongruent with the more intimate show that had been happening for the 8 episodes prior, right? And it felt more like the conclusion to an MCU film, which is not necessarily a bad thing, just didn't work for me in that show. I think Agatha will maintain this level of interiority and focusing on the characters, and I don't know. I am hopeful. I believe that the finale would match the show that we've seen so far, in my opinion. So I'm very hopeful about this finale.
Okay.
Lilia tells Agatha before she leaves her, what does she say? When she calls you a coward, hit the decks or something like that. So obviously that's a reference to something that's going to happen in the finale. Okay, do you want to tell me why I'm wrong about them throwing magical light bulbs at each other in the air before we leave?
Because it was so much more than that. It was her like becoming the Scarlet Witch, like officially being announced as the Scarlet Witch in the MC. Like you actually saying that has actually broken my heart. I cannot believe you called it throwing magical fireballs in the sky. Like why would you? Why?
Let's talk about it. The theme and the intention is fine and it's good and it's perfect, but I felt the execution was wrong. Nobody's like, she could have become. You have to admit that it became the end of an MCU film, because then you have Vision fighting White Vision, you have them throwing magical things, and it's not the like character study that we had seen.
He's saying just throwing magical things. I'm going to blow everywhere up right now. Like
it's not the character study that had appeared in the first 7 episodes. Are you like unemotional enough to look at that and appreciate that before you start crying on my podcast?
I'm not going to cry. Let's calm down.
Like,
but okay. You're saying it doesn't really fit in with how the show was going, essentially.
To me, it didn't fit in with the show that it was before. Like, I don't have a problem with her becoming Scarlet. All of that is fine. My problem is with the execution of how they achieved that.
I'm really trying to understand your point, and then it's just not landed.
Okay, that's a different podcast. It's fine. Like, we don't have the time to go into that right now.
Okay.
The point being that I do feel like whatever problems I might have had with the WandaVision finale, justified or not, I don't think Agatha is going to fall into those. So I'm very hopeful about Agatha.
So you have good hopes for the finale?
I do have good hopes for the finale.
And so do I.
I think the last 2 episodes have been quite good. We did talk about the Billy flashback episode, but I do think that was also very good. So I think they will probably maintain this kind of, hopefully they'll maintain this momentum as they approach the end, and then we'll kind of see what, like I said, I'm not really someone that, like, I enjoy the show, enjoy the journey, quote unquote. I haven't been like, what's at the end of the road, both literally and figuratively. But I'm sure they have something, so it's interesting to see what to them will have been the point of the show. If that makes sense. Like, what would they say? Why did they make Agatha All Along? I mean, I've enjoyed it so far, but then what would be the takeaway at the end of the 9 episodes? So yeah, great show. I'm happy it worked out because there was no reason for the show to be a thing. Like, it only became a thing because
there were a lot of doubters, there were lots of unbelievers, but I was there. Catherine, Aubrey, I just want you to know that I was there. I was riding for you. I was fighting for you against the Twitter incels. I was there.
Why are you fighting Twitter incels?
I just feel the need to. Well, I mean, I don't. I try not to, but like sometimes they just make it so easy. I try not to fall for the bait, but they make it so easy.
Well, I think you should try harder because you don't want to fan those flames. Okay. So, do you have anything else, final thing you want to say about Agatha All Along? Do you want to blush about Rio one last time? Gosh,
yeah, I just can't believe how good their chemistry is. Like, I think that's the best, and like they're not even actually together, but that's like the best on-screen couple I've seen in the MCU ever. Like, they're my number one. No,
crazy statement. Okay, I can't believe you just said that. Anyway, yeah, okay, guys, if you're listening on audio platforms, we'll be back in 2 seconds while I'll be talking with Chedu about Shrinking Season 2. And if you want to watch that, it will also be uploaded on our YouTube page right now. So, Zikora, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. It's so good to be an honorary colonel. I'm going to make that colonel. I'm going to make it work, by the way. Bye.
Bye, guys.